Hey everybody, it's Cassian Blackcloak. Welcome back to another Resident Evil Resistance video. And today I'm going to be showing you a different build for Spencer that I put together that I'm going to be calling Lord of the Dead, because basically all it is just spamming creatures. So it's a spam build, and just doing some testing. I wanted to go back and give another look at Symbiosis, which I'm going to go over here. And basically just trying to use the new higher equipment limit to make this as tough as possible. So I pretty much ended up using the equipment loadout that I have been using for Annette, but it worked out pretty well. So let me go over this real quick, and then I'm going to throw some numbers at you guys. So we're running Refract, we're still running Defense System, because there's not really anything else in here I like enough to use here, because I don't have the EM shield in my deck. I don't spend the mods except for the converter mod for creatures, so that one little second that I'm going to get for mod efficiency here wouldn't really work for this. Deadbolt, I would honestly rather have the benefits in all three areas here, including the, I'm still going to have some thicker biocores at the end of the match, which still helps. And then, like I said, I'm running Symbiosis here, which gives me an ongoing bit of discount here between the sprays and the creatures. I'm still running for now the Invulnerability Anchor and Hypercharge, because they're just too good to give up. I mean, there's nothing else in here that really does it for me. Like I said, this is too much RNG dependent, and I don't generally have good luck with RNG, but I mean, do what you want. But this is how I'm running it, and I'm going to show you how this works in some matches here. And for the equipment, so just to go over using Recharger's Brain, because this gives you the equivalent of augmented limbs and also the resilient skin too. Oops, took it off. Let me put it back on there. And so because that gives you moderately increases the creature movement speed and max health. So you get the augmented limbs and you get the resilient skin too, which is normally 10 points and 2 equipment slots. You get it here for the same cost, but it's 1 slot. So, and then we got Resilient Skin 3, Resilient Skin 2, and Fresh Blood 3 to make them grabbier. So basically what this boils down to is you get some faster creatures, and you get about a 51% bonus in health on them. So that works out to 21% here for Resilient Skin 3, and Resilient Skin 2 and the Researcher's Brain each give about 15%, so 15, and I'm going to throw some numbers at you here in a minute. For the deck, I'm running just a basic spam deck here. I've got any alpha parasite in here. I've got the tough zombie just because they're tanky, the imposter zombie, the double tough zombie, the dealer, and then I've got the sprays. I've got the infection vapor, I got the energy leech vapor, and I've got the regen vapor to make them harder to kill. Also, after the regen's on them, until they're debuffed, they can't be crippled, so that you can't shoot the legs out. And then of course I got the converted mod creatures, because if you're running a spam build and don't have this, you're just stupid. And then I've got the efficiency mod creatures to help give me a little bit extra discount. Now I don't have a liquor in here because I think the liquor is going to be too expensive. Even if it has a 2 discount off, that's still 5. That's half my bioenergy. And liquors I've got them in my preset, so I just run with those, and then I deal with these guys, because for the most part, I mean, these are going to be pretty cheap when they're discounted. I mean, you're looking at, when the Symbiosis is active, after I use one of these, you're looking at 2, 2, 2, or I'm sorry, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, or without them, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2. So it gives you pretty good economy. And then these guys are only ever 2, and then they're 1 after you play a creature. So the idea, of course, is to alternate creature spray, creature spray, creature spray, so you're keeping them discounted. And once you start landing some attacks, the creatures do with the energy leech on, you generally wind up getting your bioenergy back pretty quick. So, and then, very, very basic setup. But let's go over what this looks like in terms of numbers. So I've done the numbers here, and I got them ready. So for a regular zombie, regular creature, which would be for anything here except for the tough zombie, because I'm pretty sure these guys have the same hit points as a regular zombie. I haven't tested it yet, but I think they do, so that's what I'm going to go with for now. Normally these guys have about 1150, 1170 health. more or less. I used to lowball it and say 1100, but I'm going to go with the 1170s. That's about the median range, because it is a range. So after you apply all that equipment, because he doesn't have any, Spencer doesn't have any creature boosting passives like a net does, you're looking at a base health in Area 1 of about 1,777. And by the time Area 2 goes around, where they get a 20% bump before equipment applies, you're looking at about 2,120. By Area 3, they have 2,650. So this is, by the time you get to Area 3 with a swarm of these guys, they can eat a few shotgun blasts before they're destroyed. Now the tough guys, the tough zombies, they get a lot better. The tough zombies normally have a base of around 2,400. These guys are going to have, with this equipment applied in Area 1, they're going to have a base health of 3,624. By Area 2, you're going to multiply, the base health of 2,400 times 1.2, and then times 1.51 after that for the equipment applying, because you apply base health and then area health and then equipment on top of that afterward. The equipment applies last. So you're looking at about, 4,349 health, rounded, from the decimal. By Area 3, the tough boys have 5,436 health. So, these guys can take a good amount of punishment, and it takes a really good team, basically keeping your cameras down, debuffing, and also, basically all four running shotguns with a lot of economy built to keep from running out of ammo if you can keep spamming, to wipe all these guys out. So they're going to eat a lot of resources, and you're going to be able to just churn them out, crank them out because of symbiosis. And the biocores, because we have defense system, they're not nearly as thick as what they are with Sinister Spencer, because I have no biocore boosting equipment here, just the base defense system. But that still gives me a 70% bump off the base rate of 21,000. So each one of the biocores in this build still have 35,700. So they've got a nice bump there. So they've each got 14,700 more health, which total altogether is 107,100 for them to break all three biocores. So you still get a little bit of time to stall and keep spawning creatures. So this kind of plays like a little bit like Sinister Spencer 2.5 Lite, if you want to look at it that way. But it really is just a creature spam build where you got basically more of a chance to stop them from the terminals in Area 2, and you got thicker biocores in Area 3, because I know a lot of people with this build will run Deadbolt. However, that's not really going to do much good when if you got a Tyrone in the group you're going against. They're just going to kick the doors open. It's not really that great. They'd be like, but God, it wastes so much time. Maybe, but this they have to deal with. As I've said before, I can't find any reason in any build to give this up, even this base talent, because this is guaranteed stuff they have to deal with. The decoy puzzle pieces, they got to sort through them and get the right ones in Area 1. They have to deactivate the terminals in Area 2, and they have to break the cores in Area 3. So this is guaranteed. They can't get around it. If you got a Tyrone with a foot, man, this doesn't mean shit. If they're sticking together, Tyrone's going to kick open every door. Doesn't matter. Mod efficiency, I'm not playing off mod cards. I'm keeping all the mod cards in my hand, the converter mod, till I'm ready to turn it into an Ivy, and I'm definitely not playing off the efficiency mod creatures on purpose. For a 1 second shield, that doesn't do shit for me. It would be less expensive to just use a 1 or 2 cost card and break the damn camera if they have malware. If you have EM shield in the in your deck, and you're running a D-field build, sure, whatever. But for me, for my money, I'm going with defense system every time, because this you cannot avoid. You have to deal with it. Even without any extra equipment buffing it, you have to deal with this. So, this build is not as strong as Sinister Spencer, but it's fun. And it is effective. So as you can see, these zombies you're going to see here in a minute these creatures are really powerful. And this also applies to this shit in your preset. So when you're spawning in liquors, they've got a lot more health too. Which, if you have those in your preset, or if you want to put them in your deck, you can. You could probably switch out one of these things for a liquor, like maybe the dealer or something like that, or even the alpha parasite. Although I prefer to keep this guy in here because he can down survivors pretty quickly with his parasite grab. And you've also got Ivies in here every so often, so that helps, in addition to getting them off supply zombies. So I mean, this is kind of like a really back to basics build, but it works. It works really well. I think I had one team beat me using this out of 9 games I played, and that was mainly because they just kept shooting out my cameras, and they were stun locking everything. I mean, they had a Martin that had mixtapes and flashy things, so he was literally debuffing everything every, like, 15, 20 seconds with his either between flash grenades or his stun baton. So it takes like a particular setup to get past this like efficiently, and they still lost one person. I still got one of them at the end of the game, so only 3 of them got out. But anyway, so that's what I'm looking at here. That's why I call them Lord of the Dead, because you can just keep spamming zombies at them like crazy. I mean, it's just like it's a zombie apocalypse, and it's so much fun. So let's go ahead and take a look at some games. All right. Alright, so let's take a look here at a couple of games. I'm only going to put 2 in here because one of them is pretty long, so I'm trying to keep the video like around like half an hour at most. I'm not trying to spend all day rendering it, but yep, so we're going to be doing the first one here in Amusement Park.
I could become a god.
And I'm going to play a similar strategy to like Sinister Spencer 2.5 here. Just going to be dropping a couple of things in here, and notice how with Symbiosis, every time that I play something, any other type of card gets a discount of 1. So once I get the creature mod out, basically it's like alternating between the spray and the creatures, keeps them pretty cheap. So it doesn't give me the, like I said, you don't get the raw bio energy and battery, but I also don't have to worry about loading my hand down with mod cards and, having as much of a chance to get, stuck with, dead hand, because all that bio energy doesn't do much if I don't have a card to play. It's worth it. So this actually worked out pretty well. I think I was unfairly critical of Symbiosis. I think it actually does work pretty well. So, I tried it before, but I had kind of a weird deck, just like a little bit of everything, and it wasn't really focused. I couldn't be effective, but this is pretty effective. So let's take a look here. So yeah, so they're all going on this side, so I'm going to go ahead and try to harass them over here a little bit. Without despawning any of the creatures I have on the other side, so I'm keeping a very close watch on how many creatures I have active, because I don't want to get rid of anything I have waiting on the other end, because they're pretty much all over here. So I'm going to go ahead and make them waste some shotgun ammo, because they are going to be sort of limited to what they have in Area 1. Now granted, my creatures are at their weakest here, but I can also make them spend a lot more ammo here, so because they they've only got what they had to start with, and they don't pick up a lot of credits in Area 1, so there's a lot of times you can actually end up matching Area 1 here if you play it right. So we're going to go ahead and jump in these guys. Now keep in mind, all these sprays that I'm using, they're also affecting the creatures on the other side, because they spray from every camera on the map, so they pretty much hit every creature. And yeah, I think I should have locked that door if I didn't. Yeah, so see, they're burning up their repair kits and their weapons. I'm going to go ahead and drop a creature down there to chase them.
My arm for a skeleton.
I had locked this door at least to 1 level, no 2, maybe level 3. I'm sure, I can't remember. I don't think I got all the way to level 3 with it, but they're coming through here. So now we're going to go ahead and get this room set up. So they've got 1 key turned in. Now the other 2 are over here in this massive nastiness that I got waiting for them. So we're going to go ahead and use the spray, because everything I already had over here is pretty well buffed. And I didn't talk about it in the build breakdown section of the video, but the reason I didn't put the Berserk spray in here is because I have the Researcher's Brain. These things are natively going to be faster than normal. I mean, not as fast as having Berserk or Berserk with it, but enough so that it gives me the option to have another creature in there instead of another spray. Because of the 2, I would prefer to have more creatures than sprays, because I want to be able to, I would rather have my hand full of creatures than have it full of sprays, especially if I've got both the mod cards in my hand at one time. Less chance of getting stuck with just sprays and nothing I can spawn. I mean, still, there's like, I think one game that I lost, which I didn't record every game I played today, but that one was a couple times because I had I had a hand where all I had was a spray, so that would have been exacerbated or happened more often if I had all 4 of the sprays in here. And anyway, though, so you can see here I've got one of them down, and yeah, so we're gonna lock that door, put the ivy out there, so they're running out of time here. They found both the keys, but they are not getting to use them because I've got this room pretty well sealed off. They are not dealing with these creatures well. And keeping in mind, these are the weakest the creatures will be. They get stronger as they go. So I am going to go ahead and spam a few things out here to stop them, try and stop them from turning in or getting out. Even though I'm going over the creature cap at this point, it's better to have a couple of them out here to mess with the survivors. So we got a couple of them down now. Yeah, see, they're not sticking together anymore, and that's where they messed up. And there you go. That's what it looks like when you overwhelm a team in Area 1. So that's because with the reach-in, man, it makes them harder to kill. Because if they don't finish them off, they're going to get back up. They're going to heal. So yeah. So this was the first match I played with this build, by the way. So now we're going to take a look at. I think this is the second or third match I played today, testing the build out. It just so happens I just nailed it. You know, I nailed the build just exactly what I wanted right off the bat. So it just happened to work out that way. So it's but you know, I was building off existing concepts and just tinkering the equipment a little bit. I mean, this isn't entirely an original creation of mine. I mean, it's kind of just, you know, my version of a build that's been out there for a while. And but it works. I mean, this version works. I mean, you don't necessarily have to have all 4 of the sprays out, but this is going to be a little bit more of a competitive game here, because you saw their these are all high ranks. I mean, I don't think there's any low ranks in the last team, but they're I think one of them was like in the 20s or something, so they might have been a little newer. But these guys are all, I think, level 40 plus. Yeah, we got. So basically, you've seen me do this before. Like, I take care of that one, put a few things up in that first room, where usually it's like 1 or 2 of them are going. I generally expect they're going to split off into pairs in Area 1, but no, they're sticking together.
Go ahead.
They're all 4 up there, so they're going to take care of that room pretty easily. But I'm going to come over here and just basically start spamming up this area, buffing up the creatures as much as I can. Even though I'm pretty sure, I think there's a Martin in this team that's probably got Flashy Thing. I mean, if you're high enough rank to run Flashy Thing and you're not, you're kind of done because it's so overpowered. I mean, I used Martin for my Survivor days, and I got them all done in 1 match. I would just run like 1 mixtape and a couple of other things, and I was able to knock out my dailies just real quick. Yeah. So I'm going to jump in the any alpha parasite zombie, and I'm going to come over here, and I think I already, yeah, the tentacles cool down, but you know, I'm basically going to make them have to kill him. And of course, when I'm in the zombie controlling it, it takes less damage, you know, about 50% less because I'm controlling it, so that makes me use even more ammo. I'm going to come over here and put some more stuff down. And so basically, like, you know, with Spencer, just like always, I'm just trying to obstruct him, you know, basically get in their way. You know, be a monkey with a wrench. You know, effectively putting up a wall of undead flesh here that I got to get through to get to the objective, because the other 2 keys are in that room. So, biting. Put these guys here to have to deal with them. Getting a lot of flashbangs and stun batons out. Look at that. So my camera rotation is jammed, but that's okay. That doesn't stop me from placing creatures. I can still place them effectively for the most part. And the rotation jam is going off. So I was going to try to lock the door, but there's still somebody standing there. They're going to run in, so now I can lock it. Yeah, there you go. I almost jumped into the zombie by mistake. Yeah. So it's only a level 1 lock, but I mean, that's still sometimes enough to hold them up so you can get a crab off. I don't quite get January here. She gets out before I can grab her. So I'm trying to pounce on her. I run past her, and yeah, I just kind of slander around here like an idiot. So I should have went ahead and locked that door earlier. I put the parasite zombie down because it's going to, if nothing else, even when I'm standing up, I can tentacle whip him, or try to. I think I missed it there. You can see, I love how the lickers that we just claw marks on doors. So I'm trying to rush him out of here, you know, keep him from either hunting for supply zombies or looking around for more credits, you know, because they got the objectives now. I just want them to get out so I can get to the next area. So they got like 5 minutes on the clock, 5:12. so they kind of broke,
hope you do not
almost
think
broke
you
even on time.
managed this
Go ahead
against
and turn
my
off the
will.
lights here. Now, I did get lucky
want
in that
you
I got
to
Yorick up
suffer
here in the best
longer.
spawn point. This is like the best place he could spawn for me. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to drop a few things out here.
They will see to
And I'm going to use... Yeah, now see, this is one of those points when I didn't have a good hand because I have both mods and I didn't want to spend it that much on the Ivy mod. So I had to burn a spray with not much on it. I also didn't want to waste the invulnerability anchor on just like 1 or 2 creatures. I think I got at least 3 or 4 there now. So that should hopefully buy me enough time to spam this room up. And yeah, so now I've got energy leech on everything out there. And I'm pretty sure at this point they probably have already broken the tether. Yeah, they've broken the camera with the anchor on it. So let's just take a look here. Now I'm going to try to see where I can get a defill off at. And I think I'm going to fuck this up. Yeah. I was not able to get the camera to go that far over, so I'm going to try over here. Yeah. Oh, hey, look, I got one of them. Nice.
Your breathing quickens. The virus stirs inside you.
I'm not sure what that was that shot me. I want to say I think it might have been the Raiden. It's not the match system. I was using the Raiden. I can't remember. So I'm just going to go ahead and spam up this room here and make it harder for me to get through the Yorick. Because I don't really care about trying to protect my down there, although I'm pretty sure they died, yeah. So, yeah, they did. So, I was more worried about just buying time so that I could fill this room up. So look how quickly, effectively I spam this room with region. Keep in mind how much health that I went over these guys all have. I mean, you're looking at like between 2,000 and 4,000 health for each one of these things. Like for the tough zombies especially, so they're gonna have to spend a lot of ammo. And I think Jan's got a minigun. She's probably running an arsenal where she can buy special weapons. So, but that's okay. She's only got, if that's the case, she's only got 150 rounds in it. And I miss Martin there, and he was standing still. That's just sad. I am going to try to get into Yorick here, but they're going to, I believe, end up stun locking me with shotguns at some point. I'll try to get a bite in. Nope, get blasted with shotgun. No, okay, no, this wasn't the match where I got stun locked with shotgun. There was one match where they just stun locked you with shotguns. It was annoying. They were just like pow, 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 pow. I mean, just all the time. Just, I mean, alternating shotgun blast where I couldn't move, and it took forever for them to kill him, but I just couldn't defend myself. But I knew if I got out of him, he was going to go down like a sack of mail, so. Okay, yeah, so he's got the key card. Try to, yeah, okay, so I was able to use, see that? I was able to use the tentacle swipe of the parasite to knock him off the terminal there. So now I see that he's going into the other room, so I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to put down an imposter zombie and jump into him. So he's not going to want to deal with that because I'm going to get around his mine. So he's going to run out. He's going to stun me. And so I'm just going to come over here and put down an Ivy. He's going to chicken out from that, I believe. He ran away. Okay, yeah. Sorry. Still dropping frames when I record. I really need to go back and watch it to figure out what's going on with that. I'm sorry. I've had so much other stuff going on. It's been not the highest on my list of priorities to deal with here lately. Just been trying to get my day job in order so I can try to pay my rent, my car payment. Which, speaking of, hey, if you want to sign up for Patreon, there's a link on the channel banner. Patreon.com/CassieandBlack, I believe it is. And we got, oh, make sure to subscribe to the channel also. Appreciate that. Always. And let's see, so we got, okay, yeah, so at this point they are, yeah, I believe, yeah, he had dropped the key card, that's right, and then gave it to her, and now before I can get the defilled off, they shoot out the camera. So that was me playing sloppy there. I should have been a little more on my game there, so. There's a dealer out there tearing somebody's ass up, and I should have saved that defield for later to stop him at the next terminal, but no, I wasted it. That's probably why they went up to Area 3, was I wasn't able to stop them here, because I think she might be running USB as well, because I think she gets through that defense system terminal pretty quickly. So you see that right there, I had to really give up a lot, like burn through 4 bio energy to get rid of the sprays in my hand so I could get a creature down here. And then still they're going to basically just, yeah, shotguns, flash grenades. That Val's probably running surplus. So I'm not able to stop her from getting this terminal here. She gets it completed before I can stand up, and even though I did, I get stun locked with shotguns. So, but see, they didn't kill him. See, look how much it's taken to take down that one regular zombie is still alive. So over here, I'm not going to get there in time because my camera's facing the wrong way. I didn't have time to turn it. I just had, yep, and then there's a flash grenade or a flash or a flash baton, one or the other. I can't tell because the sound's not on. And yep, there they come. So yeah, I think at this point, yeah, just for shits and giggles, I drop a dealer here just to try and pounce one of them or get some hits in. So I think at this point it's just Becca over here, so I'm gonna try to pounce her, but she shoots me down before I can get there. And there's the right. Yep, I knew somebody had a right in this game. There it is. So you can see this is not a bad team. They're doing pretty well.
Research needs sacrifices.
But I know what's coming in the next area, so I'm fucking with them a little bit here. So they got like, they picked up about total, what, 512 to 559, about 47 seconds comparatively. So this is not terrible. This is not a terrible situation at all, because I do have, you know, thicker biocores. They're not near what I get with the Sinister Spencer build, but sometimes they're okay to do. They do just enough. Now you see I'm going ahead and putting a few things down out here in the middle. I'm gonna put the anchor on them. I'm also gonna want to try to spin the slot machine here when it fires up. I come in here and I believe I hear, yeah, I heard the slot machine kick on, so I'm gonna come out here and at least get the first spin on it so they can't grab it immediately. I'm gonna come back over here. Yeah, I think I just wound up getting a regular fucking zombie or some shit. It's like ridiculous. So I'm gonna go ahead and use hypercharge. Now, this is why I keep hypercharge. Look what I'm able to do here in this room because of hypercharge and the way symbiosis works. Like all together, by the time you get to area 3, this actually does marry together beautifully. Because you look at that, I was able to fill this room up with a huge amount of zombies, and they have a shitload of HP, and they are all just going after them. So they are able to just do fuckload of damage, or take a fuckload of damage. They're not going to do any more damage than normal because I didn't use whatever the claws one is. I never can remember. I never use it. Not virulent claws, but the other one damage doesn't matter. That's kind of like I think only Danny really benefits from that. I'd rather them have more health and be able to get work done than do a little more damage. I mean, because they, you know, with Spencer, they don't do well if they're, you know, just glass cannons. You really want to wear their economy down, and the way survivors are nowadays, you have to. Yep, I got one of them with the D-field at least. I didn't get Martin though. I think it's Martin up there. But look how quickly I can recover here. I can start getting this. Yeah, they're going to work through their. They're kind of going to blow their load on this first biocore. I mean, they're going to really just blow everything they got here, trying to get through this one and deal with the creature spam. And yeah, I'm going to try to lock them back in. And I think they got that. Yeah, they got that biocore. So, and did I spin the wheel? Did I spin the machine again? I think so. I might not have. I think I was more worried about coming over here. Yep, camera rotation jammed.
Does the sound of their
Oh, Jan, you little bitch.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I'm just going to go ahead. Now, also, this is one point when there's certain points it's okay that you want to Yeah, see, I got through that pretty quickly. That you might want to go ahead and break your creature cap, because if your creatures are on the other side of the map and they're not doing anything, I mean, they're not going to be benefiting you in an area they don't have to go back to. So you might want to go ahead and, you know, put everything, you know, despawn what you got out there and put fresh creatures in this area that you're trying to defend, which is what I'm doing. Because I think I'm watching to see where everything is there, and I'm wanting to make sure that I've got all my resources centered in here. Yeah, because see, there's a few of them spread out in the open there, and they're not doing any good for me. Now these boys here, they are just tearing into these. Now notice they're down to like 224. So I mean, you see me melt a lot more time off the clock with Sinister Spencer, but this is a, like I said, different build. I don't have that cushion of the biocores being as thick. So I'm going to go ahead and lock that door, because they don't have a Tyrone either, so they're going to have to actually bust it down. They can't kick it in. Yeah, see, look at all that. Look at all those buffs, man. It's beautiful. And then we're going to put the invulnerability anchor on it, and yeah, they are just in trouble now.
He's counting down.
So yeah, they got a lot of tough creatures to deal with here, and they don't have the resources, I don't think. Yeah, so they're getting torn up. And then I'm going to get somebody with the D field. Yeah, there's 3 of them down. So yeah, there you go. Lord of the Dead. So because I can just summon up armies of zombies on command, that's great. So I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys have fun with it. Thanks for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. If you want to support me on Patreon, that's cool. If not, I understand. But all I ask, really, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next experiment. Bye.